Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Hannah and I post all things lifestyle, whether that's motherhood, travel, cleaning, decluttering, thrifting videos. I am your girl for all that type of content. Today's video is the second part to my activities to do with your child series, I guess, is where we're gonna go with this. I did post a activities to do with your newborn a few months back, probably whenever Theo was 2 months and he is now 8 months. If you do want to watch that, I will have it linked above for you guys to go watch that first, and then you can come back here. This video is going to be definitely Montessori at home or Montessori inspired. We do tend to use more Montessori approach when it comes to parenting, play, and all of that within the household. If you're not already, please consider subscribing to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it, and let's get into the video. And you're gonna get the tickle claw. Oh, the tickle claw. I love you. I love you. So I really wanted to start this video with things that you probably already have around your home or things that may be accessible to you that you don't have to necessarily purchase, for the sake of education, if that makes sense. I wanted to start off with things that are not necessarily free, but something you already probably have, because it doesn't really need to be all that technical when it comes to activities to do with your child. There's so much marketing out there, especially now in the Montessori world. There are tons of play kits you can get and so much toys. I mean, it can be as simple as reading a book to your child once a day. There is evidence that show that reading to your infant can help with brain development, language development. It can help with bonding, emotional learning, cognitive development, logical thinking, and it's just something that you can provide to your child over and over again that you don't necessarily have to spend a whole lot of money on. There's just so much data into the importance of reading and the benefits of reading to your child that I would say this is first and foremost probably one of the best things you can do, especially at this age.
I don't know, seems kind of gray to me. I'm thankful for my parents. Green and blue and teal. Oh. Beige says, you know what I'm thankful for? Kansas.
The next activity that I would say is as equally important as reading is getting your child outside and seeing the world. It doesn't mean you have to go and travel to all these extravagant places. You can literally just go for a walk in a safe area, make sure they're shaded and all that stuff. Listen to the wind rustling the trees. Describe things that are outside to your child. Those are all just great activities that you can do that you don't have to spend a lot of money on. Just like in the newborn stage, tummy time is still very important during that 3 to 6 month range. The average age for rolling over is anywhere from 4 to 6 months. Making sure you're getting lots of tummy time in throughout the day. I recommend having some type of cards up or a mirror for baby to look at while you have tummy time. So in my newborn activities video, I introduce you guys to the world of the Montessori visual mobiles, and I even touched on the tactile mobiles as well. In the first video, we started off with the classic Munari mobile, which is kind of like the black and white one, and then we moved on to the octahedron mobile, which is more of your triangular, different like primary color type mobiles. And now we are going to move on to what's called the Gobi mobile. The Gobi mobile is a series of 5 hanging spheres, and they kind of gradually transition from light to dark or dark to light. The purpose of the Gobi mobile is to encourage visual tracking and concentration, especially when the baby is starting to grasp color and shape differentiation. The gradual color helps babies develop an understanding of color variation, and also I kind of use this as a tactile mobile, so once your baby starts batting, they can actually start to grab the different spheres and bat around at the mobile itself.
What are you doing? Are you so silly? Cows. We are remarkable. And wherever we go, it's a fabulous show.
So you will also see in my video that I started introducing more tactile mobiles, which include the bell on a string and a ring on a string. Once I noticed he was batting around and kind of reaching for stuff above him, that's when I started to introduce these things to encourage that. I made this myself. I just took the ring from the Love Every mat and I put it on a little elastic string. I also made my bell string as well, but this really helps encourage fine motor skills and movement, and it's fun for them to be able to, grab something and bring it to their mouth. Kind of helps with cause and effect and all of that.
He's been really loving his little ribbon thing and his little ball or bell.
So the last mobile that I introduced to Theo is the Dancer's mobile. The Dancer mobile, you usually want to introduce around 8 to 13 weeks. Honestly though, just follow your gut and introduce it whenever you want. This one is made up of like a lightweight either fabric, or this is just like kind of cutouts of different types of colors, and it looks like dancers moving and twirling around in the air. It's supposed to help support, the development of visual tracking and hand-eye coordination. The movement is designed to be engaging to the child and stimulating, and encourages them to kind of follow the dancers around with their eyes. It also is stylized to create connection to early movements and helping baby relate basic physical motion. Babies are typically adept to following moving objects with their eyes, and the Dancer mobile just encourages them to do that, but gives it more of an artistic and imaginative element to the experience. This was a very short mobile that we used, mainly because whenever he started rolling around, he lost interest in it. He more so wanted to just start crawling. And I think that this is kind of the last, true Montessori mobile, although there are tons of different other ones that you can get. Really, once they start rolling over and crawling, they focus more on what's in front of them and not what's above them. So I just found that the mobiles really weren't as enriching whenever he started rolling over.
Can you send me a little higher?
The next activity to do with your 3 to 6 month old is to introduce the next step from black and white cards, and that is kind of black, white, and introducing primary colors like red, yellow, green, blue. I got this set from Amazon. I will have it linked below, but this is kind of another addition onto, if you're already introducing those black and white colors, you can kind of add a little more visual element to that. I just had them hanging above on his Love Every mat, and I would change them probably every single day to something different and describe to him the different shapes and what's on the cards themselves. And yeah, we really, really loved them. Again, once he started rolling over and trying to crawl, the things above him became less important to him, so I started to put those things away.
Good job, rolling. You rolled over. Did you roll over? Yeah, you did.
The next category I want to introduce is the world of Montessori toys, and this is a huge topic in general because there's a lot of marketing around Montessori toys and what truly is Montessori versus what's not. Looking for brands that are sustainable and very good quality, they will last a long time, and made with good quality products. Some of my favorite brands I will have linked below. There's an Etsy shop that I love for Montessori stuff. It is all handmade and kind of gives you like age specific uses for each item. And I also love the Haba brand, Grimm's Toys. This is my basket full of all different types of teethers and grasping objects. You'll find wooden, silicone, and kind of a mixture of different textures here for baby to explore and put in their mouth. This is a basket full of different types of balls and shapes. I also have our basket of a silk teether, and then this is a classic Montessori toy. This is the interlocking discs. So you can start introducing this when baby is rolling over or even on tummy time, because the baby can bat at it and it'll start to move and encourage crawling. So introducing a basket of different textured balls is a simple yet highly effective activity for babies that helps them engage with the world around them through tactile exploration. So I did start to introduce this during tummy time, and really the basket becomes more of the baby's interest, but over time they will start to manipulate the balls themselves. The benefits for baby are tactile stimulation and sensory exploration, fine motor development, and encouraging curiosity, and also cognitive development, forms of cause and effect. The next toy you can introduce around this age is what's called a hand kite, and it's basically like silk string on a wooden ring. It helps with fine motor skills by holding the ribbons and moving it. Just make sure this is a supervised activity, because it can become strangulation hazard because the strings can get wrapped around their neck. So please watch your baby while they're using this. Another very, very popular toy in the Montessori world are interlocking discs. These are kind of one of the first Montessori materials that can be offered to infants, and they kind of help develop the grasping reflex. So you can give it to them when they're little, when they start grasping, and they can kind of transfer them from hand to hand. The design of this item is to allow it to gently roll away when it's placed on the floor. So it encourages your baby to move after it, kind of once they are rolling over and starting to crawl. It encourages them to crawl after it if it starts moving away. The next toy that is basically essential in the Montessori world is the spinning drum. Basically, it's a wooden toy that has different colors. It has a mirror on it. Inside of the drum, there's usually a ball or a bell that makes a noise whenever the baby goes to spin it. And this is a very, very popular toy because it really has lots of benefits during playtime. Not only does it help with visual tracking, focus, concentration, but it's also like a sensory experience because the baby is drawn to the spinning motion and the sound. It helps with auditory. So again, I will have linked below a Montessori by age kit that I bought that includes this drum. It includes the interlocking discs. It has a lot of different things in it, and it's off of Amazon.
Did you spin that? I want that camera. I want the camera.
The sensory ball is another toy you can introduce starting around this age or when they start grasping objects. This is kind of a bigger object for baby to hold, but the idea behind a sensory ball with different types of fabrics is baby can start to explore different textures, colors, and even like certain parts of the ball have different textures on the inside. So they can have crinkly, it can shake and make sound. So I really, really loved this ball.
This is our current toy rotation. And then we have like excess toys up there. That way we'll rotate out.
The tissue box is another popular toy in the Montessori world. I know I keep saying these are all popular toys, but they truly are. This one is like a little wooden box that has like tissues in it, and it's basically different types of fabric or cloth that has different textures that the baby can pull out of the hole. It's supposed to help with practical life activities because eventually one day they'll be able to pull actual tissues out and use them themselves. So it kind of fosters independence, helps with concentration and fine motor skills. This really mimics real world activities and contributes to their development of self-confidence and self-awareness of everyday life. Some people recommend introducing this later or once baby can start sitting up on their own, but I kind of just started introducing it around the end of the 6-month mark whenever Theo was kind of sitting up and could concentrate on it.
Doing this math with Hannah last year too on hers because obviously she's going to be doing max out of pocket. $900. And it's gonna be a 10K out of pocket max versus the other one, and that puts me at, you know, a little under 13 grand. None of this other stuff's close. The middle of the road one's like 6K a year.
So I took away his play gym because he spends most of his time on his belly now. So he's not really looking up above him anymore, and it became more of an obstruction, honestly, because he would just roll and bump into it. So I ended up just moving it. And yeah, we just have a little open floor plan over here. So as far as toys go, we like lots of grasping toys like this, where he can grasp and work on his fine motor development. Something like this too. Has different colors, different shapes, and then also sound to it. And then I really love this toy because it has all these different textures on there and prints. And then it also is a rattle too. I love these toys. These are what we have out right now. I only give him about 3 toys at a time because you don't want to overwhelm them. This one I like because it can roll, and that encourages movement. So it'll help him with crawling. This is where I keep his other toys. So I kind of just use this as a toy rotation right now. Our toy rotation center is downstairs, but for upstairs, I just keep this little basket. So I'll show you guys what we have in here. Some soft books, which I honestly want to put one of these out too. This little rattle, this is a new addition to our collection. He really likes getting his fingers in there and grasping it. Here, I'm gonna give it to him. You like that one, huh? So at this age, he's almost 5 months. Newton. He is almost 5 months. So right now he's really grasping everything and putting it in his mouth. So offering different types of teethers. Little grasping beads are really great too. And then even just a regular wood ring like this, a grasping ring. Please back it up. Your toy basket's over there. And then we have different types of rattles. So I want to heighten the sound. So we have these 2 types of rattles and the one he's holding right now. This is a tried and true Montessori product. Interlocking discs. These help promote movement, but also can help grasping, fine motor movement. He can transfer them between both of his hands. So this is a tried and true Montessori toy here. Please back it up. Thank you. I also really love still the mirror. We use that all the time now. That's just since he's rolling, he can see himself roll around.
The last thing I think is very important around this age is providing a safe space for freedom of movement. Once they start rolling around, you really want to give them a safe space for them to move about. It's hard whenever they are contained constantly because it doesn't allow them freedom of movement. Theo started rolling over around the end of 4 months, and I truly believe it's because I didn't really contain him and I let him just kind of move about freely, and he started crawling towards the end of 5 months to that 6-month range. Obviously you need to watch them, make sure they're not getting into anything, but providing a space for them to move about freely is super, super important, especially during this age. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope it gave you some inspiration as far as what to do with your 3 to 6 month old, and stay tuned for 6 to 9 months. We're kind of getting into that 9-month range, so I will be able to provide you guys some more tips. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.